and welcome to Let's Dream Podcast, episode 30. This is your host, Lee, and we always have...
Casey Lucid. How's it going, everyone?
So, for episode 30, it's going to be a short and sweet episode. We decided to do an episode where we pick our top dream creatures from the dream stories we read. And I think it'd be a nice kind of review and fun little thing to do.
Yeah, we often talk about how interesting and imaginative some of the things are that people see in dreams, and we thought it would be, we also always add visuals to them on our social media, so this may be interesting to see how people think about like what they imagine from the descriptions we read out, and then you can always check them out on our Instagram or YouTube just to see how what you imagine lines up with what we've drawn out.
Today we'll just be focusing solely on the weird, awesome dream creatures from the stories instead of like the dreams, overall dream stories themselves. Can you start us off with your pick, Casey?
Sure. Okay. So let's see. So this is actually one of the people that we interviewed a couple of episodes back. So they dreamt of a Porsche 911 Spider that was an actual giant mechanical Porsche 911 Spider walking around and spinning webs out of motor oil. So that's just a perfect example of how you see something in real life, and then in the dream world, you know, your mind just kind of twists it and anthropomorphizes it and like makes it real and odd and yeah, and just gives it like character.
Yeah, I'm glad you said the name twice because I was like, did he really just say that? And you repeated Porsche 911 Spider. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I thought you said.
yeah, because that's a that's a type of car. But then I guess so that's also weird too. It's like words can actually manifest themselves, like in dreams. Like something that's meant to be one way, it can just come up a different way in a dream. It still kind of is related to the original thing. So yeah, I really thought that was a cool one.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. Yeah, and I do love the way, like, dreams kind of make you come up with, like, new descriptors of two random things, and it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So, one of my picks was a four-armed being that was the size of a planet with no face and just bones protruding from his head.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. That one was really fun to draw. Like, it's hard to imagine, though.
So, I'm imagining, like, do you know Geodude? I don't know if our listeners know Geodude from like Pokemon, but that's what I imagine with no face and just like buff arms and like bones.
Yeah, actually,
it's terrifying.
That's actually a really good comparison because that's how I drew it. That's similar to what I drew it. It's just not like dark colored though, like Geodude, but more like bone colored, kind of like off white.
Like, and I'm just imagining like, why does this thing have four arms? Like, can you imagine just giving it like four swords or something? Something like that's terrifying, man. But fascinating nonetheless.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one that I picked, this one was actually from one of my dreams a long time ago, just because it always stands out to me. So it was a teddy bear, but it was part teddy bear, part octopus, part elephant, part human. That was a basketball player. So yeah, if you're having a hard time imagining that, just check out our Instagram feed. It's exactly as it sounds like.
So I like to think that the only part human is like the torso and the head, and like it has like octopus, either like two tentacles for arms and like the rest for legs. Or well, I like thinking that the legs are the elephant feet because it feels like it'd be more epic if you get dunked on with that.
Yeah, I don't know, like that's another like mashup. That was like a really weird, unsuccessful mashup though of things, like a Porsche 911 Spider makes sense. Oh, okay, it's a mechanical spider running around. But this one was literally in the dream that I had. I was trying to make like a basketball character for a video game. You know how you make like a custom character? It's just that I was really, really bad at it, and then the character just sucked. It was like flopping around, like not doing anything properly.
You just click the randomizer option.
Yeah. But
and you got this monstrosity of like Frankenstein would be proud. Well, Frankenstein was the monster.
Yeah, just ends up killing.
Yeah,
ends up killing all the other team members instead of playing basketball. It just wins like that.
Yeah. Another one of my picks: a red wolf /fox hybrid with an ancient artifact helmet that grew out of its skull due to an infection.
Yeah, so that, like, what do you imagine when you think of that one? Like,
so I definitely see like kind of like I see something like kind of like a mossy kind of helmet that has a horn. That's kind of a bony structure that has like these like ancient kind of runes on it.
Okay.
But it's also like fused with its skull, right? And I see like the face of a fox and the rest of the body more wolf-like.
Yeah, definitely.
It gives me a very like Legend of Zelda feeling.
Yes, that's exactly. I was just gonna say that. Yes, that's kind of how I drew it too. It's kind of
okay.
Like kind of like a mix between something from Legend of Zelda or Shadow of the Colossus, like something like that. Yeah,
and it sounds really cool.
Yeah, that one was actually I like that one a lot too. Definitely one of my favorites too. Okay, and so this next one that I picked was bees that were obsessed with avant-garde theater. So this was actually someone that I met at a Renaissance festival, this artist, and he told me this really detailed story about these bees that had like a city that they were all obsessed about avant-garde theater. I just thought it was very, I don't know, silly. This is the best way to put it.
It's so cute. Like,
yeah.
Are they just all like buzzing in the audience as like the show is going on? And like, you don't hear like claps or applause. You hear like more humming and buzzing.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
The first act gets done and you just hear zzz, like filling up the theater. That's cool. That's
a nice one. And my last pick for today, since we only each picked up several each, is a two-dimensional man wearing a suit and slicked back hair with goggles that peered into your soul.
Yeah.
So this one's kind of scary. I think there's a theme with mine. Like, I kind of like the more weirder, kind of scarier one to my, that I find kind of scary. But, just imagining a flat 2D person wearing a suit with, slick back hair, like Mr. Anderson from The Matrix.
Yeah.
But except he has like goggles that like see into your soul, whatever that means. And why,
Yeah, like sometimes I like that one because it makes me think of like, how do you know they're peering into your soul? It's kind of like, how do I explain it? Sometimes in dreams, it's like you get a feeling that doesn't really make sense. Like, I remember one time somebody had pointed at me and I felt like when they pointed at me, it felt like they shot me or something.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to describe it. It's like when you do something and someone just looks at you, like let's say you accidentally farted in class, and that one guy who looks straight at you, and you look back and you're like, this guy knows.
That's a good example. I was going to say, like, you're washing the dishes when you're a kid and then you break one of them and your mom just gives you like that piercing gaze, like just cuts
that's
right.
a good one too.
Like, cuts right through you. But
yeah,
good example. So, yeah, those were our top picks. Do you want to go over some of the other ones?
Yeah. So these are all kind of Casey's had done all of these kind of renditions on our pages and social media. Since we only picked a few, I'll go over the rest quickly. There's a very large and jacked Dr. Phil on stage with a scared and regular-sized Dr. Phil. Very kooky. The next one's there's the devil holding the dreamer's father on trial in a cave that's full of water. Very
descriptive. Very intricate.
There's one about a droopy-eared sphinx dog thing. I do like this next one. A Super Saiyan duck that was the star of the play Hamilton, but all he did was wrestle bulls. It's so silly. Then there's a skeleton dressed as the Statue of Liberty in the corner of the room. Yeah, I remember this one. I think it was like a night terror.
Yeah, like
or it might have not been.
It's a recurring one.
No, I think it's a recurring one, but the dreamer thought it, didn't take it as a nightmare.
Yeah,
maybe I got that wrong.
No, I remember. Yeah, the dreamer had a recurring, like when they were younger, he had a recurring dream of that, but it wasn't. It was silly. It wasn't like terrifying.
Yeah, Yeah. And there's one of a 4-winged bird of light destroying a space station.
Okay, so that one...
Very cool.
That one I've actually had like 3 or 4 different people send that similar dream to that.
Really?
Yeah, I always try to keep track of similar dreams that different people send us, because that always fascinates me. Like how some people have similar dreams. I wonder if it's like they've been in similar situations.
I'd be curious to get those people in the same room together and ask like about this particular dream.
Yeah.
And see like what they would say about it. It sounds cool.
And see if there's any like similarities in between those people, like where they grow up or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's a scaly blue crab clawed monster that comes out of a grave in the middle of a playground. That's always fun, huh?
Yeah. Makes you think of like what's the meaning behind that one.
Yep. And a giant red space lobster that was also banished to a space station overlooking the Earth. Yeah, that just makes me imagine like the lobsters defending the Earth like a guardian.
Okay.
And there's a multi-tentacled other dimensional rhino thing.
Oh yeah, that one was one of mine too. It was that one is just, I have no idea how to describe it. That description doesn't really do it justice. I urge people to actually look it up on our social media on Instagram, because it was like the wildest looking freaking creature. I have no idea what the heck.
Cool. Speaking of other dimensions, a giant turtle with a pyramid on its back flying through the sky. This pyramid also doubles as wings when its sides unfold. No, that one's really cool. I like that descriptor of it's very fantasy and it's just really cool.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that in like a game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it made me think of like Magic the Gathering or something, like a Magic card.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And there's a robotic-looking bearded thief that only steals things from people, things that people are sentimental to. That robot's a dick, but I like this.
I had somebody had mentioned that reminded them of like a One Piece character. Yeah, I could see that. Interesting.
Then there's a silhouette with a flaming head and mask of the devil on his butt. This one is silly.
Yeah.
I do like the way you drew this one, because it just looks like you open a door and you caught him in the act of like having a mask of the devil on his butt. That's how I interpreted it. There's a gigantic alien creature through a futuristic city with horns coming out of its head and back, as well as tentacles on its face.
Yeah, that one was a cool one too. Very sci-fi.
And the last one is a colossal, long-necked dinosaur with a mountain on its back. And that one goes right up there with the little flying pyramid turtle. Which is sick. I would love to like experience something with those two in a single dimension in a realm. Like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, like a Monster Hunter game or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or like you can ride it.
Cool. Well, that's pretty much the dream creatures that we wanted to go over. We may go over more in the future. Just some of them stuck out to us, so we wanted to bring them up again. And as always, if any of you have any interesting stories or creatures that you just want to share with us, or if you want them, drawn out, because we do that regularly, just let us know. You could do so at contact@letsdreampodcast.com. Or we also set up a subreddit, because it's easier for a lot of people to share with us on the subreddit. It's just Let's Dream Podcast for the subreddit. And a lot of the stories are from there as well. Yeah. And if you have a favorite dream creature, share it with us, share it with your friends. And we'd love to hear from you. And remember, all these drawings are on our social media in some shape or form. So go check those out. All right.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.